Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel, and this part won't surprise you. After the incredible performance of XRP just the other day, there is no shortage of positive headlines about XRP and speculating and predicting where's the price going to go. Is it going to be $2? Is it going to be $589 this year? Some of the stuff gets pretty wacky. But what actually caused all of this? I want to talk about that a little bit. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Bitboy says XRP pumping not without reason. I also want to talk with you a little bit about what happened today regarding the federal funds rate. It did increase. You may have heard the news on that by now. Resulted in all sorts of chaos in terms of price action. Markets are absolutely down right now. XRP's gone down along with everything else. Although really, XRP, from the bottom to the top of its run, it was up about 30%. So the fact that, it's down anyway, like to some degree you'd expect it. That happens with any coin. But it was still, my God, what an incredible run. So anyway, there's plenty to talk about here, but before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, XRP is at 42 cents, down a little over 9% over the last 24 hours, but again, had a massive run. Bitcoin at 27,290 bucks. It's down 3.18% over the last 24 hours. And how low did Bitcoin dip? There we go, $26,749. People definitely got scared. So look at that swing from 26,749, that's 24-hour low, to a 24-hour high of 28,832. And I'm going to circle back around to talk a little bit more about that. I'm just kind of highlighting some basic stuff right at the outset of the video. Market cap for the asset class, 1.15 trillion. Bitcoin dominance, still higher than what it's been for a long time, 45.51%. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 57 out of 100. So despite let's just call it interesting price action today, despite the fact that it was negative, market participants still in, not extremely, but in greed today. And I found this tweet from analyst TXMC interesting. TXMC is formerly with Glassnode, an on-chain analytics firm that I'm a big fan of. I highlight their work somewhat frequently on my channel in videos where I'm talking about price action and such. I always find on-chain metrics interesting. But anyway, shared this Bitcoin USD chart, and TXMC wrote, a week straight of higher low vertical accumulation just like mid-2019. Steady dopamine drip for Bitcoin accumulators. Zero clean entries for late FOMO longs. Hashtag Bitcoin. And I just thought I'd highlight that. It's a brief thing to mention, but this goes back to my investment thesis for myself, which is after I buy stuff, I just don't do anything. I just sit there and hold it for years and years and years on end. I've been holding my XRP since November 2017. I've never cashed out any of my crypto into United States dollars. I want the exposure. I think it goes much higher, and I am more patient than almost any other human on the planet. Damn it, I insist that I am. And on top of that, I don't think that, maybe you people probably, a lot of you are aware of this, but the degree to which XRP or Bitcoin or pick your crypto, most of them are truly, genuinely scarce. And for so many, it's programmed into it. It's programmed into the actual code. And in the case of XRP, XRP is actually deflationary. And so there was a chart analyst named Invest Answers who wrote the following. And he's talking about Bitcoin here, but the same damn thing is the whole concept. It's absolutely true of XRP. And I remember talking about this somewhat frequently in the later part of 2020, and I haven't talked about it as much since then, but it's worth the friendly reminder, especially for those of you that haven't heard it yet, but there's almost no crypto left. Like when you're talking about, we'll just talk about Bitcoin because that's the tweet that he's got on the screen here. I get it, it's early days, and only 3 or 4% of humans have ever held Bitcoin at any point in time in history, and substantially less than 1% of humans have ever held XRP, which is good. That means that there's more opportunity in XRP than Bitcoin if you just look at that one metric anyway. But you're talking about only 3 or 4% of Bitcoin, or people holding Bitcoin ever at any point in time. You have to think, oh yeah, well, there's tons of room to the upside, and there is. There's just not in terms of what would be worth relative to the United States dollars. I actually do think so. I just think there's more opportunity in XRP. But even so, there's not that much Bitcoin left. Look at this. Think about it. So there's about 8 billion humans on the planet, right? Well, look at this tweet from Invest Answers. According to my calcs, only 1.3 million to 1.8 million Bitcoin are left on exchanges. This means that, based on the assumption that there are 56 million millionaires, there is only 0.03 Bitcoin left per millionaire, equivalent to $867 worth of Bitcoin. This demonstrates just how scarce Bitcoin is. Now think about it, that's just if you were only applying it to the millionaires out there. If you applied it evenly to humans, it would be even less. $867. Kind of puts it in perspective, right? And by the way, you want to run a similar calculation for XRP? I'll never forget this one. In terms of how much XRP is there available, if it were ever evenly distributed to every single human on the planet, which obviously isn't going to happen, but it's just a fun like little exercise so you can get an idea of just how little XRP there is. If it were evenly distributed, I remember running this calculation years ago, and I can't remember, to be honest with you, if it was off the circulating supply at the time or if it was off the total max supply ever of 100 billion. So I would have to double check that, but either way, the calculation came out to be that if XRP were evenly distributed to every human on the planet, there would only be 12 XRP roughly per person. 12 XRP, that's it. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I got myself a little bit more than that. 12 XRP. That's crazy. Now take a look at this. Actually, no, let me share with you some headlines just for the fun of it. I don't want to read these articles, but here's one from Coinpedia. XRP price might surge to 83 cents. 83 cents levels if this scenario plays out. I love this. It's so fun to see after you get a burst like this, the positive glowing headlines and speculation and predictions about XRP. Here's one from Ethereum World News. Ethereum World News, positive headline about XRP. Okay, I'll take it. XRP skyrockets 28% following speculation of Ripple's victory in SEC lawsuit. And I actually will agree that in a general sense that this would be a notable factor of all sorts of people placing their bets. And I'm not asserting insider information for all these people. I'm just asserting people are placing their bets and looking at stuff that's been argued and be like, yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that. Here's a headline from the News Crypto. XRP price prediction 2023. Will XRP hit $2 soon? Man, it makes me feel like we're in like late 2017 or something like that. Again, all these price actions before pumps happen. It's fun to see here. And even CoinDesk, which is known not so fondly in our community as FUD Desk, because they just like to crap all over XRP for illogical reasons, even they had a headline here that is reasonable. XRP token surges on positive outlook in Ripple v. SEC case. You know what? I'll just take it. So then there's this article from the Crypto Basic. Bitboy says XRP pumping not without reason. I find this to be an interesting conversation here. XRP surged as much as 21% in the last 24 hours. Prominent crypto YouTuber Ben Armstrong, aka Bitboy, has reacted to the recent impressive price showing by XRP. In a tweet today, the crypto influencer implied that the cryptocurrency's recent price action is likely driven by insiders with knowledge of some positive news not yet available to the public. And so he tweeted out the following. You think XRP pumps like this for no reason? Insiders always front-run news. The only question is, what is the news? And fair enough. So, I mean, I like Ben Armstrong, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I respectfully disagree. I happen to have a slightly different take on that. Because look, even if there are insiders that know, like, even if I cede that point, and maybe that is true, maybe Judge Torres is like, hey, here's how I'm going to rule, and you could make some great gains on XRP. I mean, not that I'm buying it. I'm just saying, even if you buy that Judge Torres would share with individuals, her ruling, knowing that it would impact the price of XRP because she's the one that knows, right? Even if that were the case, how many people are going to know? 1, 2, 3, a dozen, 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000? Because I'll tell you what, if it's not in the thousands, I don't see how this secret news would get XRP running like that. I mean, I was looking at, Weedsay some information. He had like unique users just on his app of tens of thousands of humans. So it takes tens of thousands, and it was more humans than that caused the price pump of XRP. You get the point, though. It's a global thing. It's probably in the hundreds of thousands of people speculating little bits here and there, causing the price movement. So even if somebody knows something, I personally just don't suspect that's most likely. Anybody thinks that, I don't think you're crazy for feeling that. I'm just saying I am not convinced of that. And then there was also this from attorney Bill Morgan responding to Ben Armstrong, and he wrote, "What about the fact Solargenic built on the XRP ledger pumped the same time at the same rate of increase as XRP? An on-demand tokenization ecosystem built on the XRP ledger. Just a coincidence." Yeah, and so I saw a comment from somebody in my video yesterday where I was talking about the price action, and he said that I was not being logical and that I can't remember how he worded it, but he was clearly very disappointed in me for not bringing up that Solargenic caused the XRP price bump. And no offense to you if you're listening to this, no offense to you whatsoever, but you might want to rethink your perspective on that. So Solargenic, which by the way, I hold Solargenic. I'm pro Solargenic. I don't know if it's going to have long-term viability. It's just one of the coins that I hold. But here's the 7-day price chart for Solargenic. Here's the 7-day price chart for XRP. As far as when they took off, actually not exactly the same performance. I mean, you could probably argue pretty reasonably that the price run for XRP started March 20th, is about 37 cents, 37 and a half cents, and it started running. And, if you look at Solargenic, you can see right at that same time, what did I say? I said 6:50 p.m., didn't I? So it was right here. So you can see for like a very short time period, Solargenic was moving up, but then it just moved sideways where I'm circling. For a long period of time, for hours, it was just moving sideways. And what was XRP doing that whole time? XRP was going up. So to argue that Solargenic caused the price of XRP to do that is silly for that reason, but there's an even more important reason, that thinking that Solargenic is the reason that XRP pumped is completely absurd. And it's because almost nobody even trades it. Like the fact that that small amount of volume would then somehow get the global attention of XRP, when I still think that most people that hold XRP don't know a damn thing about it, I think that's silly. To paint the picture, Solargenic has a market cap of 84 million with an M, the letter M. 84 million. It's a small cap coin. It is minuscule. It is tiny. And that's not me crapping on it. I'm just stating facts. Now here's XRP, market cap of 21 billion with a B. Do you believe that the price action of this small, the truly tiny, tiny, tiny rounding error in terms of XRP market cap, that market cap for Solargenic could possibly sway global markets of XRP to the tune of billions of dollars? Because I will tell you this, the market cap for XRP went from bottom to the top. It was like 18 billion to about $25 billion. Are you seriously going to tell me that a market cap of Solargenic, currently worth $84 million, caused a $7 billion swing for XRP market cap? Hell no. What happened was that with Solargenic being on the XRP ledger, and there's another airdrop coming for Solo holders on top of that, there was excitement surrounding XRP. Solo followed XRP. And so I was just thinking back to that comment from this guy. Nothing against him personally. If you're listening, I mean nothing personal against you, but your comment, I'm sorry, you are missing the mark. And so to state that I was being illogical and you were disappointed by me not talking about Solargenic, I didn't talk about it because it wasn't the cause. But now I'm seeing multiple people talking about this moving in tandem, and it didn't perfectly move in tandem. XRP did lead the market, and there's no way in hell that Solargenic caused XRP to have the move to the upside that it did. It's silly nonsense, hoo-ha, and jibber-jabber if you ask me. What a bunch of horse bucky. All right, now, as far as what happened in the markets, I only have a couple things to say on this, and it was just silly nonsense price action. But as far as the Fed, there was the FOMC meeting, Federal Open Markets Committee. Jerome Powell was talking, all that jazz. That all happened today, in case you missed it. Well, when the news broke this afternoon that there was a rate hike increase of 25 basis points, well, that was pretty well expected. And in the short term, you saw markets burst to the upside, but I think that's irrational nonsense, especially right at the gate. And I've seen many times, because I've been following the price action on these days where you have these, federal fund returns, these changes that we've been seeing for the last roughly year. Every single time you see these, they're just nonsense, irrational price behavior. So when you see the initial directional move, it doesn't mean it's going to keep going that way. For a couple of reasons. First of all, it's just irrational, like I said. But then on top of that, Chairman Powell ends up talking, about a half hour after that. And depending on what he says, that impacts markets, which is still a silly system that we have, but that's how it is. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that when he started, it's funny. So markets were up, they were down, but mostly up for that period. But then when Powell started talking, it was mostly moving sideways in crypto. But then he got to this part, and I was checking, and he got to the point where he's like, yeah, we no longer hold the position that it is our stance that we will be increasing the federal funds rate for the foreseeable future. His stance, and I'm paraphrasing here, obviously, but the stance changed to we may or may not increase it. So maybe they leaned one way or the other. I don't know. They were being a little cryptic about it, but their stance is no longer that we think it's likely that we will. But that doesn't mean unlikely. He's just saying we don't have the same oomph behind the statement. So we have a little bit less oomph. And that moment he said that, I just started checking. It just everything plummeted. And markets have not been the same since. It's just the silliest nonsense. So how about that for a supposedly uncorrelated asset to the legacy financial system? How about that Bitcoin? Well, like I keep telling you guys, the price action for Bitcoin hinges upon the Fed. It's stupid, but it is true. So just let this stuff play out. Markets will end up resuming. It's fine. It's everything. Well, that aspect's fine. If you want to talk more about, the banking crisis that's led to this whole conversation, well, I've been covering that in other videos, so not for this video. We can talk about that more again in the future. But the world's going to keep on spinning. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.